feel like as a Christian, sometimes we feel things are too hard, or we play like this victim role, like we're going through so much. And sometimes we feel because we're children of God and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, that we're not really supposed to be going through things that we go through, or we're not supposed to be tested the way that we're tested. And when I read these stories in the Bible, I realize that it's just a part of the walk, and it's a part of God bringing us to our purpose. So when I read about Joseph, like a lot of people know about him and his brothers betraying him, and his brothers basically trying to set him up to kill him, but then they decided that they would rather sell him to Egypt to basically make money off of him. I like Joseph's character in the Bible because he always remains faithful to God. He always is a man of integrity. He doesn't complain. He doesn't say, God, why me? Why did you put me through this? Why do I have to go through this? I'm doing what you're supposed to do. Why is it getting harder and harder? He sticks to God's word, and I think that's why God was able to use him the way that he was. So like I said, his brothers hated him, and at first they planned to kill him, and then instead of killing him, they sold him to Egypt, and he was a slave, and the guy that he was a slave of, his wife tempted him every day. I believe his name was Potiphar. His wife tempted him every day. She basically came on to him every single day. She was lustful, and instead of Joseph falling for it, he was like, no, I'm working for your husband. He said, why would I sin against God? And I was like, wow, like she literally tested him every single day. And I feel like as Christians, we get tested all the time, and we feel like, Lord, you're trying to be faithful. You try to, saying your word, pray, and you feel like it gets harder and harder, and we question God. But Joseph, instead of questioning God, he continues to stay faithful. So I just thought that was important, because you really realize that as Christians, this stuff is a part of God's plan, and he trusted that. Not knowing what God was doing, he continued to trust it. She tells this lady no each and every day, and she framed it. For some reason, they were alone in a room, and she took a piece of his clothing, and he ran out. She made it seem like he was coming on to her. And she tried to frame him and tell everybody that he was coming on to her. She screamed for help or whatever. Basically, because of that, the guy sent him to jail. He sent him to jail because he thought that he was trying to have sex with his wife, rape her or whatever. So he was trying to do the right thing, and basically it didn't work in his favor. He went to jail. So this is even more reason for him to question God and say, Lord, what are you doing? I'm trying to do the right thing. But he doesn't. He still stands by God. He still stays faithful. He still prays to God. He's still obedient, and he doesn't even complain. And it really ministered to me because, I don't know, I feel like we don't think we're supposed to go through anything. We're not supposed to suffer. Yeah, we're supposed to suffer like Jesus, but there are many characters in the Bible that we're supposed to suffer like as well in order for God to get the glory. So Joseph's brothers betrayed him, and he ended up being the ruler. He ended up having a lot of power in Egypt. He ended up being the ruler of Egypt. His brothers had to bow to him, and instead of being mad at his brothers, he forgives them and loves them anyway, and doesn't hold anything against them because he's being used by God. And because of that, God got the glory out of it. And he even was favored, and he even was a ruler because he was faithful. So I just wanted to use that story as an encouraging word, and I just suggest that we all if you already read it, reread it, because it can definitely minister to your life, because it's humbling to know the things that you go through are pretty small in comparison to the things that he went through. And just by not being able to know what God is doing, but know that he's doing something, no matter what it relates to, I feel like we could all relate to it in some way. I know I definitely could. So definitely just keep your eyes on God, and to trust that whatever he's doing is going to work in his favor and in yours as well. So hopefully that helps somebody.